A shift to greatness is a radical transition from where you are to where you know you need to be. And this is really important information of what I'm going to talk about. In fact, it's life transforming, and you cannot exist without this. My name is William Owens with Shift to Greatness, and I am the brainchild behind this vision along with CAP, Coalition of African American Pastors. Shift to Greatness came from this idea. I was having a great discussion with my dad, and we were talking about what was going on in America. And he's very involved with what's happening in our nation. And we had this conversation, and an epiphany came to me about greatness and about shifting and about transitions. And a couple of weeks later, I'm riding my bike, and as I'm changing gears, it's just like it just became so clear to me, using my bike to shift gears, and allows me to make progress. It allows me to go forward. When you're cycling 50 and 100 miles, you're locked in, you're pumping your legs, you're moving forward. So Shift to Greatness, it's to create a deep desire within the hearts of people to pursue greatness that God has placed within them, and to follow that in hopes of inspiring others to want to be great as well. Sometimes we have to go up hills in life. We have to change gears to make that transition effective. Sometimes we're going down, we have to change gears. That's what Shift to Greatness is all about. What I plan to do with this inspiration that I have and this idea of shifting to greatness, I'm actually going to be riding my bike throughout America. I'm going to be shifting my gears, and so we get to a certain city and state, and I ride my bike 50 to 100 miles to a certain predetermined destination, and people are waiting there. They've decided to host me. So I'm going to be speaking about greatness. I'm also going to be sharing my poetry, my latest book of poetry, Poems for America, of which one of the poems is Shift to Greatness inside that book. Poetry in itself allows us to say things that just a conversation sometimes can't. And I want to see a resurgence back to poetry, speaking to these issues that matter most to us. But that inspiration has to take on some form of action. If there's not a call to action, we're just pretty much philosophizing, we're just pretty much having a great discussion, and then we go home. But this is a call to action. So we'll be inviting some people to actually ride with me, those who want to join me on my trek a part of the way as I roll into the city. But then at the end of that event, people will have a clear definition of what's great about them. I believe Shift to Greatness Bike Trek is going to help America, because America is a country of faith. We're separated by state lines, political divisions, and old wounds. And so a bike trek like this has the potential to forge unity by reaching people at a grassroots level. Because when people are inspired, all of a sudden they go colorblind. When they're inspired, something triggers them. And because you're feeding the soul, and it doesn't matter what the color of the pigmentation is, because we're all beautiful. The question is, what are we doing with our soul? So the idea is to get people off of this negative narrative and move to a shift of greatness. And we're going to do that with the bike trek, changing gears. I'll be in an RV going throughout the country. And from time to time, we pull over, we eat, I get back on the trek, and we'll have a media team with us as well. So this is a great opportunity for sponsors to be a part of what we're doing too, to come on board with us, and let's talk about that. There's a way for you to find out about sponsorships. What you can do right now to take action is to simply sign this petition. Sign the petition online by saying, I'm going to take responsibility to shift to greatness. It doesn't matter what party you are. In fact, we don't even care. Take initiative, sign the petition, and guess what? We're going to collect all these petitions, and we're going to make a big deal out of how many Americans want to really shift to greatness. Let's get out of the false narrative, the false spin, the arguing, the debates, the fighting one another. People want to shift to greatness, and we're going to take all these petitions and take them right to DC with us, and remind our representatives, hey, listen, we hired you to see to it that we have a platform, a playing field to shift to greatness. Sign the petition now.